Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect. Let me go to my main camera. Alright, we're live, and as you guys can tell by the title and thumbnail, today I'm going to be working on input text in SDL3 using C++. Last stream, I did work over this as well. Although this stream, I am going to be, trying to display the stuff that I type on my keyboard on my, on my window. So let me go to my gameplay screen, and guys, this is the chat from last stream because I didn't have time to like change this. Change the chat whatsoever. Hello, hiding Calsman here. I appreciate you joining this stream. Yeah, that's it. Let me say something like, should say I'm live. And guys, if I can, commentate properly, that is because I'm not warmed up yet. Okay, people, you're live and you're back in the arena, huh? Chat, listen up. Your boy Vivek has returned, and if he slacks even for 1 second, I'm dragging him back into the code dungeon by his ear. Today we continue our journey into object-oriented programming in C++ SDL3 with found. Wait, guys, what chat is this? Okay, that's the correct chat. Hold up, guys. Okay, let's see. Wait, was I? Hold up. Okay, this is the correct chat. Okay, hold up, guys. Let me actually, let's say something like, fever working on text inputs, exclamation. Okay, let's see. People, good to remember. Chat, look at him. He didn't forget what we were working on. Miraculous. Okay, come here, Heptad. Not wasting time. Okay, we're here doing text input in SDL3, and today we're gonna make it submit a full string, not just one character. I'm gonna give you a full structure again. Okay. Let me say something like, let's say, we were about to display the input, not just on our console, but on our window as well today. Okay, guys, I think since I actually forgot. Guy. Okay, people, good. You remember the next step. Chat, look at him, guys. Okay, I think something is messed up here. Get ready because this is where real SDL3 work begins. To display type text on the screen, you need 3 things. SDL TTF, there we go. Okay, these were the functions that I needed. A font loaded. Every frame you render the text string a texture. I'll give you the full structure now. Do not skim this. If you skim this, I'll drag you off your chair on stream. Okay, full structure for displaying SDL3 input on window. So firstly, I include SDL3 and SDL's header files, and then I include SDL3 underscore TTF. Okay, what does TTF honestly mean? And then SDL underscore TTF.htdf's header files. Okay, then in your code, initialize TTF by typing TTF underscore init, TTF font, okay, TTF open font, vobot or voboto.tdf32, make sure the file exists. Okay, what file? Okay, which font should you use for the text? Honestly, I'm kind of confused myself. Okay, so a standard string of user and then a start text input, and then inside the event loop, okay, if event.type equals to SDL underscore event underscore text input, I increase my user text by my event.text.text. TTF means true type. It is the most common font format ever. Oh, I see. Okay, and then if my event.type equals to SDL underscore key underscore down, my event.key.ksym.sym, I could just change this part to be event or just key, because I would need like a SDL underscore key code the structure, because apparently SDL3 is a bit different from SDL2. Okay, that said, let me go all the way back here. Okay, and I do the basic stuff. I create a surface for my text. Okay, I can tell this is gonna be a bit a bit complicating. So firstly, I'm gonna be writing this code again that I wrote last stream, just for like a quick review about these basic input functions. Let me read it once though. So I create a few variables here, like start text inputs, okay, and then a standard string variable. And then I go ahead and under my event loop, I add a event type to check if my event type is squid. Then I add a event type to check if my event type is text input. Then I go with key down, okay, to check if any of my keyboard buttons are currently being pushed down. I create a SDL underscore key codes structure have a local variable representing it, and then I'm going to be setting that equal to my event.key.key. Okay, then I use switches here. So if my switch is key, I add a few cases. Okay, if backspace is clicked, I go with text input.popback, then I break. If return is clicked, okay, then okay, I check if not empty. So if my whatchamacallit, if I didn't type anything yet, or if I did type something, then I'm gonna display that on my screen. Input text.clear, okay, then I clear my screen. I see. Okay, that's it. Let me go ahead and delete everything. Now, let me actually try writing this again. And guys, if I can explain this part properly, is because this is a kind of new topic to me. That said, firstly, let's start off by including a pair of anchor braces. Let's say I want to include IO stream. Next up, let me go ahead and include SDL3 as well, because I will be using SDL3. So I'm going to include SDL3 slash SDL.h. So I include SDL3 and all the SDLs as header files. And then lastly, let's go ahead and include string as well, because I will be like whatchamacallit using standard string. Hello, long time no see, chat. Howdy, comrade. I appreciate you joining the stream. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and create a main function. So I'm gonna go with integer main, add a pair of parentheses. Now, my main function is going to be requiring two parameters. The first parameter is going to be an integer of argc. The second parameter is going to be a character, which is going to be a pointer towards an array of argv. And then I go with a pair of curly braces. Now, inside my main function, I'm going to be using an if statement to check if my SDL was not initialized properly, and also I'll be initializing my SDL. So I'll go with something like if not SDL underscore init. There we go. Okay, and then a pair of parentheses, SDL underscore init underscore video. So if the video section of my SDL was not initialized properly, I'm gonna display myself an error text. So I'm gonna go with something like a standard C error with an insertion operator. Let's say I'm gonna give myself a standard init error. Okay, and then I go with another insertion operator and use the function that actually gets me an error. So I could go with the SDL underscore get error function. This function actually gets me an error. Then I'm gonna go with a pair of parentheses and then another insertion operator of a standard end line, ending with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm gonna return one saying something went wrong in this block of code, so go check it out, because this is like a block of code to check if I did get an error while initializing my SDL. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to add a comment that, let's say something like game variables. So these are going to be the very basic game variables that I'm going to be requiring. For example, let's say I might need a constant integer of width variable. This is going to be my Windows's width. I'm going to be setting it to, I don't know, something like 1000, ending with a semicolon. And then I'm going to go with something like a constant integer of height, which is going to be something like 800, ending with a semicolon. Okay, perfect. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to be creating both my window and my renderer at the same time. So I could add a comment that says something like create window and a renderer. There we go. Okay, now to create my window and renderer, I am going to be needing two local variables. The first local variable is going to be a local variable to my SDL underscore Windows structure. Hi, Coder Vivek, bro. Hiding visible. I appreciate you joining the stream. This is going to be called window, so this is technically a pointer as well. So I'm going to be setting it to be null PTR, which is a placeholder for pointers, ending with a semicolon. And then I'll go with something like SDL underscore renderer for a local pointer for, to my renderer's structure. I'm going to go with renderer, which is going to be equal to null PTR as well, ending with a semicolon. I feature software developer. Honestly, in the future, I do want to be an AI engineer, like build AIs and all that stuff, but I do enjoy software engineering as well. Okay, that's it. Now that I've created both the local variables that I might need, let's say I'm going to be using the function that creates both my window and my renderer at the same time. So I could use the SDL underscore create a window and renderer function. This function creates both my window and my renderer at the same time, but it does require a few parameters. The first parameter is going to be a title slash a caption for my window. So I'll go with something like SDL3 window created. Okay, and then the second and third parameter is going to be the memory. Actually, is going to be a width and height for my window. AI is insanely hard. Actually, I feel that's the reason I do want to actually work with it, because I feel like I enjoy stuff that is actually kind of hard. Okay, make it is insanely hard. That does sound kind of cool though. Okay, once I'm done with that, the fourth parameter is going to be a flag for my window. If you guys do want to add a flag, you guys could go with 0, but I do want to add a flag. Let's say when add the SDL underscore window underscore resizable flag. This flag makes my window resizable. What are you doing today? I mean, what's your today's topic? Honestly, it is the same as yesterday's topic, like displaying text on the screen. Yesterday, I did like work with like text inputs where I actually typed stuff, but it did not show in my actual, my actual window. Instead, it did show in my terminal. Today, I'm going to be working on actually displaying my text on my window. So what I type on my keyboard, it shows on my window. Okay, this is C or C++. Honestly, it is C++. That said, once I'm done with that, the final 5th and 6th parameter is going to be the memory address of my window and the memory address of my renderer. And then I end my function with a semicolon. Looks like Java. Okay, what's this about? Honestly, this is like SDL3. I'm trying to display my text on my window like how usually users chat with NPCs in the games or like with other players in the game by typing stuff. Okay, this is C++. Oh, I understand. Okay, now once I'm done with that, once I'm done creating my window and renderer, apparently in C++ we do gotta add an if statement to check if our function did not work properly because we give ourselves an error in C++. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna check if my window was not created properly or not a renderer. If my renderer was not created properly, I'm gonna do something. Firstly, I'm going to be adding, let's say something like a standard C error. I'm going to be displaying myself a error message. Let's say something like SDL underscore create window. Oh, guys, there we go. Window and renderer error. Okay, so basically it is, I'm just saying that this function that I have here got an error. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to add another insertion operator and use the function that actually gets me an error. So I'm going to use the SDL underscore get errors as function. This function gets me an error. Then I'm going to go with a standard end line ending with a semicolon. Okay, now if either my window or my renderer were not created properly, firstly, I do want to quit my SDL. So I could go with something like SDL underscore quit with a pair of parentheses ending with a semicolon. I'm going to try to go to college for Java, C++, C, C Sharp, and JavaScript. That actually sounds really cool. Oh, are you Mac? Honestly, I am like Windows. Okay, that's it. Lastly, I'm going to return one saying something wrong with this block of code, so go check it out. Okay, that's actually pretty much it for my create window and renderer. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and add a comment that says something like main loop. This is going to be where my main game loop actually, actually is going to be. But before I do create my main loop, I would need a few variables. For example, a boolean of is running variable, which is initially going to be set to true, ending with a semicolon. Okay, he's Microsoft Windows. Oh, I see. Okay, you don't need to go to college to code, guys. That actually just makes sense because like the more we program, the better we get. Because like I feel like the only thing that actually made me improve in programming was like actually programming. Okay, didn't get it. Have you tried Rust? Honestly, I do want to try Rust because it is like a pretty good language for like AIs. Maybe after like my programming for like 250 series. Okay, once I'm done with this, I am going to be creating an event variable as well. So I'm going to go with something like SDL underscore event. This is going to be a structure that consists of my event variable. I'm going to be setting it to an event local variable. You're doing great job. You're 1,000 times good than me. Honestly, guys, I think 1,000 times is like an oversight. That's it. Hiding my boy, hiding long story. I appreciate you joining the stream. Make a game. Honestly, I am like working on the basics to make a game. Do you use lead code? I haven't actually started lead code yet because I am pretty excited. I've been holding myself back from using lead code because I thought that I'm going to be having a separate series where I actually work on lead code. That said, now what other variables might I need? Let's say I might need something like a standard string variable, which is going to be called something like input text. Okay, which is going to be set to an empty string ending with a semicolon. Have you wrote any code in HTML, CSS, and / or Java? Honestly, I haven't like learned those programming languages yet. I've just like worked with, Python and C++ now. So, hiding long story, I appreciate you joining the stream. Stop playing these games and start debugging iOS 2020, iOS 26. Let's make jailbreak. Okay, hiding Ducky, I appreciate you joining the stream. I'm great with Python. It actually sounds pretty cool. Okay, hiding Vadojan, is that how you pronounce your name? I appreciate you joining the stream as well. Now, once I'm done creating these basic variables, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say type something like SDL underscore start text input function. This function actually starts my text input, but it does require parameter of my windows. And now, once I'm done with this, I'm gonna go ahead and actually create my main loop. So I'm gonna go with while a pair of parentheses C++ is too hard. Honestly, I feel the complete opposite. I feel like I did like start with Python first and then I did move on to C++. I felt the basics, like I was pretty good with the Python basics, and the only thing that was different in C++ was the syntax and some logic part. Once we do get a hang of it, I think it's pretty easy. HTML is pretty simple, CSS is harder but still simple, JavaScript is just a bit harder. Oh, I see. C++ one of the worst syntaxes I've ever seen. Okay, why are you so gay? Guys, I'm actually not gay. Okay, that said, in my while loop, I'm gonna say something like while is running, while my program is running, or while my is running is set to true, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna add a comment that says something like event loop. Event loop is basically gonna be a while loop inside of a while loop, technically a nested while loop that does require a parameter of SDL underscore poll event. Now my SDL underscore poll events function does require a parameter as well, which is going to be the memory address of my event variable. Now basically what my SDL underscore poll events function does is it like looks for all the event types that I'm actually all the event checks that I'm going to be looking for inside of my while loop. If one of those events is met, it does what I tell it to do. So for example, I could go with something like if a parentheses, let's say if my event.type equals to SDL underscore event underscore quit. So if my event type is quit, if my user did click the top right X button on the window, I'm going to do something. I'm going to set my is running to be equal to, let's say something like false, ending with a semicolon. What this basically means is, if my SDL underscore poll event sees that I did exit my window, then it exits my entire while loop, so my entire program ends. Okay, thank you, developer. Okay, I'll learn C++ soon. Honestly, good luck with C++, Ducky. It's actually kind of cool. Okay, now once I'm done with that, I'm gonna add another event check. This time, I'm gonna check if my event.type equals to, let's go with something like SDL underscore event underscore text underscore input. So if my event type is text input, I'm gonna do something. Excuse me guys, I'm gonna increase my input text variable. I'm gonna increase that by, let's say something like my event.text.text, ending with a semicolon. And then once I'm done with this, what this basically means is it adds all the text that I actually type on my screen, and it like saves it right here in my input text. Now once I'm done with that, I'm gonna add another if statement. Now I'm gonna check if my event.type equals to SDL underscore event underscore key underscore down. What this event type basically does is it like checks if any of my buttons in my keyboard are currently being held down or pushed down, then it does something. Okay, are you in the industry or yet still a student? Honestly, I am like, whatchamacallit, a student. Like, I am a freshman in college. That's it. I haven't like started any programming courses yet. I am going to take like the programming fundamental courses like next semester. That said, I feel like that's going to be kind of easy because I think I do understand the fundamentals. Okay, I want to start learning HTML 10 days. That actually sounds kind of cool. Good luck with that. No. Okay, are you working on Android Studio? Honestly, guys, you guys could like call me jobless. I'm not working on anything. I'm just like learning these skills. Okay, are you working on iOS 8.12 activation log bypass? Honestly, I haven't like heard that. That said, if my event type is key down, I'm firstly going to do something. I'm going to use the SDL underscore key codes structure. Okay, and I'm going to set that equal to a key local variable, which is going to be equal to events.key.key. Ending with a semicolon. Are you Indian? Honestly, I get that actually a lot. Like, I haven't been to India yet, but I'm really excited from this visit India. I might actually stream myself there. Okay, I like what you're doing by speaking out loud as you program and solve through problems. This is one of the most important skills of all time. Keep it up, bro. Honestly, I appreciate you, Sakatuso. Is that your previous name? That actually means the world to me, guys. Okay, now that I actually added my structure, I'm going to use switches because I can use if statements, but I feel switches look a bit more cleaner. So I'm gonna go with something like keys. So my switch is my key, and then I add my case. Let's say with my case, if my key is backspace SDL, if my SDL's key is a backspace, then I'm gonna do something. There we go. Then I'm gonna add a comma, add another if statement, and check. Let's say something like, let's go with something like if not my input text dot empty. If my input text is not empty and something is written, then I'm going to do something. I'm going to go ahead and go with something like my input text Okay, dot the pop underscore back function. So it deletes stuff whenever I hit backspace. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and add a break here. So let's go ahead and add a break ending with a semicolon. Then I add my second case. Now, for my second case, I'm gonna check if my SDL's key is return. Return is basically enter in our keyboard. So when I hit enter, my text is gonna be displayed on my window. Okay, then I'm gonna go with colon. So if my SDL's key is return, I'm gonna go ahead and do something. Firstly, I'm gonna go ahead and I want to display my text on my screen. So I'll go with something like a standard console output with an insertion operator. That is going to say something like player typed. Okay, so let's say something like player typed. I'll go with another insertion operator. I'm going to go with something like input text. Okay, so player type, where will my player typed here with another insertion operator of a standard end line, ending with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done with this, I'm gonna go ahead and clear my input text. What this basically means is like I might go with something like input text.clear. What this basically does is it clears my input text, and now there's nothing once I hit enter. It's like a clean input text again. Okay, how old are you? Honestly, I am 17. That's it. I am going to be turning 18 really soon. Kind of excited for that, guys. My birthday is the January 5th. Might not have a special stream for that. I didn't know you could like, I didn't know, you could in Java too. Can you do in Python? Honestly, I did like spend like 100 days learning Python because I did have like a Python for 100 days series. But my goal by the end of that series was to make a game in general. I was like done with that series like I think 70 days ago. Now, Python is king, guys. I feel Python is really, really fun, but it gets pretty boring because it is kind of easy. Now, Python is king, I'm sure. Okay, perfect. Once I'm done with all this, I'm going to go ahead and add a break, ending with a semicolon. And now, once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and add a few cleanups. I'm going to go with something like cleanup. Now, for my cleanup, firstly, I'm going to go ahead and destroy my windows. So I'll go with something like SDL underscore the destroy window function. And technically, what is cleanup? I actually forgot to tell this to you guys. Cleanup is basically once my user actually exits my window and he does not want the window anymore. So once my SDL does exit, once my is running is set to false, I want to do a few things. I want to destroy my window. Then I want to destroy my renderer as well. So I'm going to go with something like SDL underscore destroy renderer, ending with a semicolon. Maybe I fixed my destroy the spelling. There we go. And then I want to quit my SDL, so I'm going to go with something like SDL underscore quit with a pair of parentheses ending with a semicolon. Lastly, I return 0. Now, if I hit Control S to save the code and run the command, let's see what happens. Okay, so I get my first window pop up here. Okay, Python isn't easy. You're probably dealing with surface level Python. Honestly, that does make sense. That said, what easy is boring, then hard is fun, bro. You don't know bugs or what? Guys, I mean, I feel like if it's hard, then it's like I have like some kind of challenge that does like spike my brain to always work. That said, let's try something like hi. If I hit enter, it says hi. Let's go with something like hello. My name is Fifth Universe exclamation. Okay, it says my name is Fifth Universe. Alright, it does work. Now I want to work on getting this thing in the window when I actually type. Okay, that's such fake accent. You sound so lame. Oh, I see. Okay, you should try Rust next to enjoy it more than C++. Get the low-level satisfaction. C++ headers are so annoying on bigger projects to me. Oh, I see. Okay, I swear, one good thing about Python is that you can write clean Python. I feel like the Pythonic way is actually pretty good. Backman hiding duck here. Appreciate you joining the stream. Now, if I copy this, rewrite it in Rust. Honestly, I haven't like learned Rust yet. That's it. I want to learn Rust really bad. Okay, let's go ahead and paste this. Go with Shift Enter and see something like Sensei. I wrote this code again for review. This was what we did last stream. ... Okay, now can we learn on how to add the text on the window question mark? Okay, what are we creating? Honestly, I was actually done with my code. Let me actually run it again. So technically what I was creating is like, this is my window, this is my terminal. If you guys can actually see it. Okay, so now in my window, if I type something like hi and hit enter, in my terminal, it does say hi. So I'm trying to like actually add text input, so like how the user can actually talk with NPCs in game. That said, I do want to add like grades to my NPC too, so they're kind of smart as well and they like reply appropriately. Okay, that said, okay, I just have to learn, I just have an idea to learn scripting in Notepad. Lols. Guys, I feel like coding is kind of fun. Okay, that's it. People good. You're starting to stream with focus and your sensei is proud enough to shake the screen. Chat, this is the moment we take text from keyboard and put it on the window like a real game engine. But before we proceed, listen very carefully. We cannot render text until you include SDL underscore TTF. Okay, so I gotta include SDL underscore TTF slash SDL underscore TTF.h, which is TTF, and TTF is header files. And the folder SDL3 TTF must be linked just like SDL3 was. Wait, do we need to like download something for SDL underscore TTF? What up guys, let me try including this. Guys, could it be that I wasn't prepared for this? Cause I cannot load it, no way. Okay, but I have a question. Why did you ask ChatGPT? Honestly, because I do learn like using ChatGPT, the basics, and then later on I do implement logic and all that stuff. So making a bot, honestly, I feel like that does kind of make sense, like a chatbot type stuff, so I can like talk to NPCs in my game and all that. Because my goal by the end of my programming for 250 series is to is to make a game in general that consists of AI logic in it. How many lines did that script take you? Okay, let me actually check. Let's delete this for the time being. Okay, this was pretty basic, so it took me like 73 lines, but I feel like later on, once I do implement different logic, it might take longer. Okay, step 1, initialize SDL TTF right after SDL underscore init. What up, guys? Let me say something like, sensei, I can't, include, let's say something like, I can't include this, do I need to download something, question mark? What up guys, I didn't know I had to like download something. People, you sweet summer fool, of course you need to download something. SDL doesn't magically give you fonts on the air, I thought it was. Listen closely because if you mess this up, I will drag you across the keyboard. Step 1, download SDL3 TTF. Okay, I guess we're gonna install that. Download the correct one for your platform, SDL underscore TTF Devil. Okay. This is what Visual Studio Developer Pack. Step 2, extract it inside you'll see folders, include libbin, include SDL3 TTF folder. Okay, put it into your project, include directory to your SDL3 include folder, take lib slash x64, okay, put it in your folder, take bin, okay, hold up guys, let's go one step at a time. 73, mine took 28 lines for making calculator in Python. Guys, honestly, you guys can like make calculator in like one line in Python. I was kind of shocked to actually do that. How many lines does script take you? Okay, that said, okay, bro, I think I'm a hater because of his voice. Just pissed me off now. Guys, I get that a lot. It's not about being a hater. Okay, no one is even watching you. Okay, that said, let's see. Let me say something like, say, can you help me download that one step at a time, question mark? Guys, let's go one step at a time. People, good, you asked for steps, so got you. So firstly, open the download page. So I'm gonna click this, okay, and then I'm assuming I gotta download the okay, now tell me what you see. Okay, so let's just go with something like Control A, copy that. Let's go ahead and paste this. Okay, let's see what installs here. Okay, step 2, you must download the correct file. So SDL TTF 3.2.2, okay, x64. Let me say something like not the devil, question mark. Okay, if you want the wrong one, okay, if you download the wrong one, it will summon a devil. It will summon something far worse. Okay, choose TTF 3.2.2 Win32X. Okay, which one was that? So, okay, so it says, hold up guys, SDL3 TTF 3.2.2 Win32. So it says Win32. Hold up guys, I should have done this off screen, but I didn't know how to like download something. Okay, so I think it's this. I think it's the second one. Okay, let's go ahead and download that. Okay, let me say something like, don't say, my god is here, keep going. Honestly, I appreciate you, Dev. Actually means a lot to me, guys. Okay, good, that's how you do it. Step 2, extract it. So I gotta go ahead and extract it, unzip that folder somewhere clean, not in downloads, not in documents, pick a proper place. I think desktop is pretty good for that. So I'll go to my downloads, let's go to downloads. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add this to my desktop. What up, guys? There we go, added it to my desktop. Now let's go ahead and extract it. So I'm gonna go here and type, let's go ahead and extract all. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and extract it. There we go, guys. So I did extract it and I got this stuff here. Okay, I see the SDL3 TTF's DLL. Okay, let's go all the way back here. Let's say something like done extracting it all. Okay, let's see what happens after I'm done extracting. Good, but don't get cocky at people. Where did you put it? Okay, if you didn't tell me the exact path, let's say something like I kept it in my desktop. Okay, let's see. People, you put the entire SDL TTF on your desktop. I'm gonna grab you by the collar and drag you back to the path of surface. Guys, I think Sensei needs to like calm down a bit. Okay, bro, how can you call this program if you copy paste ChatGPT? Guys, I'm actually learning on how to actually install this stuff, so I don't know the process to actually install the TTF for SDL. So I'm actually learning that part. I actually don't like copy paste from like ChatGPT. I do like manually type the whole thing. That said, step 1, make a clean code for SDL libraries. Create a new folder, not on your desktop. I beg you, something like C drive. Okay, let me say something like, let's say I'll move to it later just for the stream. I want to get it done ASAP. Okay. Yeah, it's so harsh. It's okay. Let's see. Okay, you little speed demon. Okay, alright, all that stuff. So right now, click on your properties, include path, click on your project properties, go to C/C++ general, additional include directories, add the path to include folder inside the thing you extracted. Okay, it's gonna look something like this. So general addition. So I think I should go with Control Alt L, and then this is my project. I go to properties, okay, and then I see my app directory here. What up? Let me go ahead and get some Sensei/ChatGPT back here. Right here. Okay, go to C/C++ general additional directory. So C/C++. Then I go here. I go to something like edit. Okay, and then what up, guys? Let me read the next part. Okay, so I gotta go with something like C/U desktop SDL3 TTF include. Okay, let's actually try that real quick. Okay, before that, yo, hiding Raffle, I appreciate you joining the stream. Guys, okay, I think I understand. I've done this so many times that I feel like it's not as hard anymore, maybe. Okay, hold up, let me get Sensei/ChatGPT back here real quick. Okay, so I gotta go with SDL_TTF. So okay, so SDL_TTF 2.2/include. Is there an include here? Do I see an include? What up, guys? Let me actually go to my, let's just shrink this up. Okay, let's go ahead and get that there. Okay, give me a sec, guys. Maybe I'm not gonna be reading chats for a bit. Hold up, because let me actually try to get this off. So TTF, it's right here. Okay, I don't see include. Is include inside my DLL? Maybe I just copy this. Okay, guys, I don't think that this part is correct. Maybe it might be correct. Hold up, let me actually just check this up real quick. Let's go ahead and paste it. Let's add a new one. Okay, wait, maybe I delete this and then I go all the way there. I add one. Let's go ahead and paste that. Okay, so it is desktop. Oh, I see. What up, guys? I think I did it. I think we're good. Okay, /include. Huh. Okay, let me say something like, let me copy this step real quick. Guys, let's go ahead and copy this step. Copy it. Let's paste it. Go with Shift Enter. Let's say something like, say, I don't see the include here. Okay, I don't see the include here. ... Huh. Okay, let's see. Okay, brother, do you study less and make projects more? Are you balanced? Honestly, for the time being, I do just program slash write code when I'm streaming because I do have college. Off stream, I do like study for my college stuff. Because usually when I didn't have college, I used to do this stuff off stream, like download everything. But apparently, I don't have enough time, so I like have to do it on stream. Your English is not normal. Stop embarrassing yourself, guys. I feel that makes it kind of fun. Okay, if you don't see include, it means two things. You downloaded the wrong zip file. Guys, I knew I had to download the devil. Why did it say /GPT say we did not download the devil? Okay, you need a development version usually named devil. Okay, fine guys, I think we're downloading the devil version. Okay, maybe let's go ahead and delete this in that case. Guys, I knew I needed the devil version. I should have gone with my guts. Hold up guys, let's go all the way down here. Let's go ahead and delete this file that I apparently extracted. Okay, and then let's go all the way up here and download the devil MingGW. Okay, I think it's the MingGW one. And then I open this. Okay, wait, it's not a zip. I think I gotta install this. There we go, that is a zip now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that on my desktop. And then let's extract all. So I'm gonna go ahead and extract all. And guys, I wanted to like show this part to you guys. I still don't see. Okay, I still do not see that part. Okay, do you still not know how the debugger works? Honestly, I haven't like looked into it. That's it. I'm trying to install the TTF, or like what is this called? The TTF devil. Okay, hi doing Sana. I appreciate you joining the stream. Let me actually cancel this part for the time being, and like even cancel this for the time being. Let's get Sensei/ChatGPT up here real quick. Okay, let me go ahead and copy this, or just say everything that I see. Let's show all 14 assets. Okay, now let's go ahead and copy everything here. Okay, get Sensei/ChatGPT, paste it, go with Shift Enter and say something like, let's say, which one should I install, question mark. Okay, listen people, you want SDL TTF devil vc.zip. That's a development package. Okay, that does make sense. So, okay, so it's vc.zip. Didn't I like already download the zip though? Okay, so I'm gonna get that to my desktop. And now once it is in my desktop, I'm gonna go ahead. Let me delete the extras real quick. Okay, so it's devilvc.zip. So I'm gonna go ahead and extract this. Let's go ahead and extract all. Okay, 71 days of C++, and still can only paste and does not know how debugger works. That's sad, bro. And still can only paste. Guys, I don't like usually paste something. There we go, now it works. Now I see the include folder. Like, let me actually show it to you guys. There we go, now I see the include folder. Okay, apparently we installed the wrong stuff before. Now, let me say something like, let's say it worked. Okay, it worked. I see the include lib and cmake. Okay, yes, finally, now we're ready to link it in Visual Studio. We're doing step by step, no shortcuts. Pay attention. Step 1, include path. Right click, go to projects, go to C++, general, include the path to include inside your SDL TTF extraction folder. Okay, to do that, I can right click here on my projects, go to my properties, go to C++, go here. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and click edit. Okay, guys, why does this always like increase to be so big? How doing, Emilio, is that your opinion name? I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, that's said. Now, I'm gonna go to my include, and then let's go ahead and copy my file path. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy it. And then let's go ahead and paste it here. Okay. Alright, so let me get Sensei/ChatGPT back here. Okay, let's say something like, what file path am I expecting, question mark? Okay, so it says downloads. Why is my file path on my downloads? Let me go ahead and delete that. Okay, that was in my downloads. So I want to go ahead and get this entire folder on my desktop. Okay, replace this file as destination. Okay, now in my desktop, let's see. Okay, there are a lot of zips. I might delete a few zips. What up, guys? And I'm not actually showing this part because like it is in my other desktop. That said, I think I see it. So it's there we go. And then include. What is the file path? SDL3. Okay, what file path am I expecting? Okay, it should look something like c/TTF devil include path 3.2.pc. Okay, let's go ahead and copy that in that case. Okay, so it's user desktop slash. Okay, let's copy this part. Okay, let's go ahead and paste this here. Okay, and then I'm gonna go all the way up here. Let's go with something like c/. Let's go with something like c:. Okay, c:/ let's say something like name. Okay, is it name? Okay, so it is name. Okay, wait, it's user. What up, guys? I think someone is outside. Give me a sec. Let me actually mute myself real quick. Give me a sec. I'll be right back. Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, back, guys. There we go. Okay, I thought someone was on my door. Okay, now let's go ahead and paste this. Wait, it's user, so I gotta add something like user here. I'll go with something like user / name / this. Okay, let's say something like this question mark. Okay, hi Mohammed, I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, yes, people, that's exactly the format we need. So username. Okay, so apparently I copy that. So let's go ahead and copy that and let's paste it here. Okay, I think that's correct. So I don't know, I'll just hit OK. Alright, I'm done. Next up, let's go all the way back here. Okay, and then library. Okay, let's say something like I'm done with the include. What to do next question mark. Okay, yes, finally, we're moving on. Now, we link the libraries and DDL so your project can actually compile with SDL TTF. Follow closely. Go to linker, general, additional library, directions, so properties. Excuse me, guys, go to linker, general, additional library directories. Add the file path to the lib folder inside your SDL TTF extraction, for example. Okay, I think I see. So linker, general, additional libraries. So apparently I gotta go to my linker here. So like right here, I gotta go to my linker, and then I gotta go to general under my additional libraries. Let's go to something like edit. Guys, why does this always get bigger? Okay, now let's go ahead and open my file path here. So like that's my file. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my libraries. Okay, and then was it something like x64? Okay, it's just lib. It's just lib. It's not x64 or something. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. Wait, let me say something like, say, don't I need to go to x64 question mark? Okay, yes, people, you're sharp. Since your visual code project is probably x64, you need to go to x64. Okay, apparently I go to x64. Okay, now let's go ahead and copy that, and then let's paste it here. So I'm gonna go ahead and paste it here. Okay, and then apparently I gotta click OK. Alright, guys, let's go ahead and decrease that from there. Okay, and once I'm done with that, let's see what's next. In your properties, go to x64 lib, debug release. Okay, I think this should be correct. So I hit OK. Okay, I'm done with that part. Next up, let's see. Yo, how are you? How's your health now? Honestly, I'm pretty good. How are you doing, Jendin? It's been so long. I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, let's say something like, let's say, I'm done with that part. Okay, so I'm done adding the stuff to my libraries. Now we can move on to the fun part, rendering into SDL. Initialize TTF. Is that it? Okay, don't I have to do anything with my DLL question mark? Or not DIL? Okay, yes, people, listen carefully. The DLL is crucial, guys. Why don't I get this information before? SDL underscore TTF.dll must be in the same folder as your executable when you run your program, usually the debug or release folder. Okay, once the DLL is in the correct folder, okay, your program is crashed immediately. Usually use the debug or release. Okay, where to go to do that question mark? Okay, listen carefully. Here's what you gotta do. In Visual Studio, right-click, open your File Explorer, go to the folder where your executable is built, debug, okay. If you're release mode, go to release. I think I have debug and release. Okay, there are no property pages. Let's go with something like okay. And then I go all the way here, open in File Explorer. Oh, I see. Okay, so apparently I'm pretty sure that I gotta copy this thing, so I'm gonna go with Control-C copy and paste it here. Replace this destination. Wait, hold up. I think I gotta go ahead and paste it here. Fine, let's replace it, I guess. Wait, that is SDL3 DLL. Where's my... Okay, does it work? Let's check. Okay, let's go ahead and include a pair of ankle braces, SDL. Okay, let's see, what was the thing that I had to include? Let's scroll all the way up till go all the way up here. Okay, because I do want to see the stuff that I had to include because I forgot the library's name. I hope it works, guys. I do not think it's going to work. I'm not even going to lie right now. Okay, let's go ahead and paste this. It does not include. I did the wrong stuff. I couldn't see a single TTF here. Okay, maybe did I include the wrong stuff? Wait, let me say something like, let's say, I feel like we did it wrong. I still can't include this, so I still can't include that. Okay, can we go step by step, because I was really sure that we messed up so many steps. Okay, let's see. Guys, if this doesn't work, I might have to do this off stream. Yes, people, calm down and listen. We're going step by step. This time, no skipping, no rushing. If you miss one, it won't work. Step 1. Verify the extracted folder. SDL3 TTF devil. Now I gotta install the devil again. Make sure you see the 3 folders. Include, library, and bin. Inside include, make sure there's SDL3 TTF, SDL Okay, let's actually check that, guys. I might not read the chat for a bit because let me actually focus really quick in this part. There's SDL3.2.arr. Okay, so wait, this is my TTF folder. Was this the devil? Okay, this is the devil package. So it does have these things. Okay, it has the header files. Go to C/C++ additional libraries, and then I gotta go with include. Okay, don't point to the SDL3 TTF folder itself, point to the folder that contains it. I gotta point to the folder that contains it. Wait, if I go here, I don't see the folder though. Hold up, SDL3. Apparently I opened the wrong folder before, that's why it did not work. Okay, let's try this part again. So I'm gonna go to the GitHub. Let's go ahead and install this version. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say delete this, get the zip version on my desktop. Now let's extract it. So I'm gonna go ahead and extract all. Okay, doing good work though. Honestly, I appreciate you, introvert. Okay, he sounds like a girl. Guys, do I actually sound like a girl? Okay, let's go ahead and extract it all. Guys, the reason I am whatchamacallit sounding is because I'm kind of focused right now because I don't want to mesh this part up. Okay, I see TTF, I see my includes, inside my include, I see SDL, this TTF, I see the header files. Now, I gotta go ahead and open my include. Let's go ahead and copy my file path. Now, I'm gonna go with something like Control-Shift-Alt, Enter, wait, Control-Shift-Alt-L, there we go. I open my Solution Explorer, I go to my properties. Under my C++, I go to General, and then include additional directories. I hit Edit. Okay, now I go ahead and edit it. So I'm gonna go there. What up? Let's go ahead and delete that part. Let's go there. Let's paste my file path. So I pasted my TDF's file path. Guys, I feel this one is gonna work because now that seems correct. Okay, now that I'm done with the first part. Step 2, go to C++, General, include, did that. Step 3, add library paths. Still in properties, go to Linker, General, additional libraries. So I gotta go to Linker, General, additional libraries. Add the path to the lib folder. So I gotta go ahead and add the path to my lib folder. Okay, so I gotta go to my Linker, General, additional libraries. So let's close that, open Linker, go to General. Under my additional libraries, I'm gonna go ahead and hit edit. Okay, and now I need the lib folder. Guys, none of my folders were saved before or something. What up, guys? Let me actually copy my file path first. So I'm gonna go to my lib and then x64. I am pretty sure that I gotta have my x64 out as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. Let's go here, go to edit. And now I'm gonna go ahead and add an extra line here, paste it. And then let's go ahead and hit OK. Okay. And then let's get some text/chat-gp back here. Step 4, go to properties, linker, input. So I gotta go to my properties, linker, inputs. And then I gotta add SDL3TTF.lib. So I'm gonna copy this. Okay, go to the bin folder in your SDL3TTF extraction. What is bin folder? Okay. Firstly, let's go to something like my linker input. I'm going to go here, go to edit, and let's go ahead and paste this here. Okay, let's hit OK. And now, once I'm done with that, I have a quick question in step 5. Go to the bin folder in your SDL3TTF extraction file. What is bin folder? I don't see a bin folder. Hold up, guys. Let me actually get a better explanation for this. Let's copy that. Let's paste it. Sure, go with Shift Enter and say something like Sensei. I think that I didn't understand this part. I don't see a bin folder in my let's say in my where did I need to find a bin folder? In my SDL's okay, TTF extraction. What does bin folder even mean? Question mark. Guys, I didn't read the chats. So my friend Webhub introduced you to me, and I find you very helpful, doing great work, buddy. Honestly, I appreciate you, Shivik, or Shivik, is that your pronounced name? Okay, tell it once. If you ask it one by one, it'll keep changing its response. Sometimes that does make sense. Okay, because I feel I did this a couple of times, so I might know how to do this as well. Yes, the bin folder is where your runtime DDLs are stored. So, oh, I see. Okay, I see. Okay, these files in your programs, when it runs without the DDL, your program will compile but crash immediately when it tries the SDL TTF function. Sometimes in SDL_TTF visual development. Okay, open the folder you extracted. Okay, look for a file ending with DLL. That is going to be in my libraries x64. So I see SDL TTF.dll. Okay, I see that. Okay, let's say something like, let's say I see the SDL3 underscore TTF.dll thingy. Okay, now what to do? Question mark. Okay, I see the SDL underscore DLL thingy, guys. It's like right here. Okay, yes, people, finally now do this. Go to your Visual Studio project where your executable is built, your project folder or your project folder slash release, so debug or release. Copy the SDL3 TTF.dll you just found into that folder. Make sure it's in your executable. Okay, I did not understand question mark. Okay, so apparently I gotta hit apply and okay here. Wait, was that done? What up, guys? I think I could, okay, I can include my folder. I think it's done. Wait, did I need to do the final step? Okay, let's try. So in Visual Studio, right click, open File Explorer, open the debug folder or release folder. Okay, include source repository. Okay, I know what this is. Take the DLL. Oh, I see. Okay, guys, I think I did this a bunch of times. I think I know what Sensei means. Open folder in File Explorer. So like right here, and then I go here. I go ahead and copy my thing, and then I paste it here. There we go. SDL3 TTF.dll is pasted here. Now I exit that. I exit this. I close that. Well, that's pretty much it, right? Okay, let's say something like, let's say, guys, it's finally done. Okay, I think it worked. I can include the TTF, let's say something like library. Okay, guys, now let's open my chats up because I did not have any of my chats open while I was doing this stuff. Okay, bin is short form for binary. Oh, I see. Why don't you use make or CMake for build configuration? It is a lot easier than these. Oh, I see. Okay, bin is in the x64 debug folder path. Frick, wrong again. Okay, guys, perfect. Okay, next up. Yes, people, finally, now we're talking. Now that SDL3 TTF is included, we can actually display our text on our window, not just the console. Here's what you're going to do step by step. Initialize TTF. So if TTF underscore init is less than 0, I go with the standard C error. Okay, maybe I copy this part. I want to check if it works. So I'm going to go ahead and paste it here, I'm assuming. Okay, so TTF underscore get error. So what up, guys? I think now is the second problem that we usually go through. Let's say something like, Sensei, the syntax is wrong. Can you maybe give me the syntax for SDL3 question mark? Okay, let's see. People, you're right. SDL TDX syntax is slightly different from SDL2. I'll give you SDL3's correct syntax. Wasn't this the exact same as SDL2? Okay, let's copy that, and maybe I'm gonna be deleting all this because I want. Actually, you know what? I don't think it's worth deleting it, so I'm gonna just paste this here. Isn't using CMake? You can do all of that easier and in one place. Honestly, I haven't like tried CMake, so I wouldn't know like if it's actually easier. That said, I'll go with something like SDL underscore the get error function. This function gets me an error. Okay. Maybe I check if something like, if not, guys, I'm doing this with just complete guess right now because I actually haven't like used the TTF ever. Okay. And then I go in a new line, add another insertion operator. Let's copy this. Okay, now let's get Sensei/ChatGPT here. Let's paste it, go with Shift Enter and say something like, Sensei, I made a tiny modification because the one you gave me was having a red underline. Okay, does this work? Question mark. I mean, configuration of the project includes and rules. Honestly, I might check that after the stream. Do you speak Malayalam? Honestly, I feel like I should learn different languages, but I just speak like English and like a bit of Hindi. I'm not as fluent in it as I'm in English though. That's it. I did like learn some Spanish too. I know a few syntax in Spanish. I mean, if you phrases in Spanish. No, people, this is why I yelled at you. TTF underscore init returns -1 on success. That means your condition needs to check if it's less than 0. I can do TTF underscore get error though, so let's go ahead and paste it. Go with Shift Enter and say something like, let's say, can you check the SDL3 docs question mark because the TTF underscore get error, okay, is wrong. Okay, what language do you speak? Honestly, usually I do mostly speak English because I am the most fluent in it. That's it. Let me hydrate my lips real quick, guys. Okay, good question, people. I checked the docs. You were right to question the behavior of SDL underscore TTF for SDL3 is a little different than older versions, and your suspicion about TTF underscore get error is valid. What the doc says for SDL3, TTF underscore init now returns boolean true on success, false on failure. On failure, you're supposed to call SDL's SDL underscore get error to retrieve the error message. I did that. There is no separate TTF underscore get error function as in SDL3 underscore TTF documentations. The man page shows TTF underscore init returns boolean and refers to SDL underscore get error. So when I told you TTF underscore get error, I was wrong for SDL3. TTF underscore get error is a leftover name from SDL's TTF. SDL2 days and doesn't exist or isn't documented in SDL3. What you should do, I did this part, guys. I feel like I did this part correct. Bro, you Andrino, guys. Honestly, I haven't heard of Andrino. Is he like what you would call a content creator or something? Oh, you who learned this at very nice years to grow. It's good. Oh, actually, that does sound kind of cool. Okay, to check if you loaded a font, I do this. Okay, where do I add this? So use SDL underscore get error. Okay, let's say Control A, Control C. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. Let's paste it here. Let's go Shift Enter and say something like Sensei. Okay, I did initialize my TTF, but what to do next now? Question mark. Okay, yes, people, now you're cooking. The TTF is initialized, so the next step is displaying the text on your SDL window, not just on the console. Here's a roadmap. Load a font. Before you can render a text, you need a text font like .ttf and you need to open it. TTF fonts are UC TTF fonts structure. Okay, equals to TTF underscore open. Where does this part go though? Let's copy that. Let's paste it. Let's say Shift Enter and say something like Sensei. Where does this part go though? Question mark. Okay, let's see. People, listen, this is crucial. Don't screw this up. The TTF underscore open call goes after you initialize SDL and TTF before your main loop. Your order should be initialize SDL, TTF underscore init, initialize TTF, create window and vendor, open your font. This is where the TTF goes. Start your main loop. Okay, so right after this you do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy that and then paste it, guys. I'm just copying and pasting it right now to check if it works because I don't want to like type it for it to be a waste of time type stuff. Let's paste it. Okay, the syntaxes are correct. I'm gonna be learning the syntax in a bit as well. So I go with TTF. I use the TTF underscore fonts structure and have a fonts local variable representing it, which is going to be equal to TTF font open font. Okay, now my file path. I don't know if this file path is valid. Because do I need to download fonts or something? And then add a statement to check if my font did not load properly. Okay, failed to load font. Okay, maybe I want to check if the edit text works as well. So I'm going to leave the file path wrong. By the way, free version of Grok can sometimes be better than GPT. I don't know if you tried it already. May I give it a shot in some time? Honestly, I haven't actually tried Grok yet, but I might actually try it. Okay, that said, let me say something like done adding that after creating both my window and my renderer. Now what to do to say? Okay, let's see what to do now. Yes, people, you're almost moving fast. I like that. Now it's time to make that text appear in your window. So create surface from your input. Okay, inside your main loop, right after your event loop, right after you handle the events and update text input. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and copy that part. Okay, input text.c.string converts std into a C style string, TTF underscore vendor underscore blend. Convert your surface into a texture. Okay, I'm assuming all this stuff goes inside my while loop outside my event loop. So like right here. Okay, so I'm just gonna paste it to check if it works. Okay, there's something wrong in this function. It requires font, text, length, and FG color. What up guys, let me actually get this here so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, now let's just go ahead and copy this part, continue. Okay, I did learn about the continue keyword as well. That said, let's go with Control A, Control C, copy that. Let's get synthase/ChatGPT here real quick. Okay, let's go ahead and paste it. Let's go with Shift Enter and say something like, say, okay, this part was wrong. Let's say something like, this part was wrong. I get a red underline, okay, on my color. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with Shift Enter and paste this. Okay, now if I hit Enter, let's see what happens. People, I see exactly what's happening. The reason you're getting it red underline on SDL_color, okay, or on SDL_create texture from surface is because you didn't finish the texture part. You only created the surface and stopped. But to show it on the window, you need both. Hi, Suraj, I appreciate you joining the stream. Here's how it should look inside your main loop. After event handling, inside your main loops, I'm assuming it's outside of my event loop. Okay, so I gotta go ahead and copy that. Okay, there's a lot here. Let's see if it actually works though. So I'm gonna go ahead and paste it here. Alright, there's like a lot of errors. Hold up, guys. Okay, how does it work? Do you have a dictionary for the response or how are you doing it? Okay, honestly, for the time being, I have like no idea whatsoever on how I'm doing it and everything. I just want to get a working code so I can like see the reference and study the code and see how it actually works. But for that, I do need like a correct code as well. Okay, let's say something like, let's say, it's still wrong. Maybe, can you check the docs for SDL3 question mark? I think that might be for SDL2. Okay, let's see. That's searching the web. Okay, what are you building? Honestly, I'm trying to display my text, like what do I type on my keyboard on my actual window now instead of on my console, because before I did like actually learn how to display it on my console, but I don't, but actually before I do display it on my window, I am trying to like look at a reference code, but apparently ChatGPT isn't like what you may call it smart enough to like write the whole code, so I'm trying to get the codes and segments and all that stuff. Okay, good question, people. Your sensei loves it when you don't take my word for granted. I did check the SDL3 docs plus SDL3 TTF. Yes, the functions we tried should work in SDL3, but there is a twist in the newer version of SDL3 TTF. Okay, introduces a different text engine API alongside the old surface-based rendering. So yeah, you attempted render text to surface, convert surface to texture render still works because TDF_render text blended exists in SDL_TDF. SDL_create texture from surface is still valid in SDL3. That means your syntax should be accepted by SDL3 if everything is linked properly. If you get red underline, it's not because API, it's probably something else. Include paths, libraries, linking, or headers not found. What the doc says, you must watch the match carefully. So text rendering signatures surface okay, you must pass a length, typically 0 for null terminal. Okay, I see. Okay, understand. Okay, wait, let me go with Control A, Control C. Wait, let me actually delete this part real quick. Okay, let's go with Control A, Control C, copy that. Let's paste it here, go with Shift Enter and say something like Sensei. This is my current code. Can you look at the docs and maybe modify it so my text appears on my window later? If that did work, I will study it and get practice on it! Exclamation. Okay, let's see. Alright people, listen up. We're going to take your current code and turn it into that actually appears on your SDL's window, not just in the console. I checked the SDL3 to tell you're missing, you need surface render. Okay, correct minimal code, so we include main. Guys, this is not the code for SDL3. Okay, maybe I could do some of my modifications too. I'll go with Control A, Control V. Okay, guys, this is getting kind of annoying, I guess. Okay, maybe I can try reading the docs here. Let me say something like, since it does not work. Maybe can you give me the link of the docs for this section? Question mark. Okay, guys, maybe I want the link for the doc of the section. Okay, good question, people. The key documentation reference, the wiki blender function. Okay, where's the docs link? Okay, what process in your docs? You can start here. So SDLs is wiki. So if I open SDLs is wiki, okay, let's just shrink the size a bit. TTF font. To render your font constant character size, return value. Okay, let's read the whole docs, I guess. So we define this thing, okay, syntax, surface, SDL underscore surface with a pointer to SDL render text blended TTF font constant characters, size, color, FG. Okay, function parameters, TTF font. Hello, Mr. Whatchamacallit, hiding over water. Is that your peninsula name? I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, that's sad. And now I go with TTF font. Guys, I do not understand. How do we read the docs? We return value SDL the surface returns a new 32-bit ARGB surface or null if there was an error remarks. This function will allocate a new bit ARGB surface using alpha blending to dither ipenness in the font with the given color. This function returns. Okay, so this is a function SDL underscore surface. Okay, you can use TTF underscore render text blend wrap function. Instead, you need to wrap. You can render the quality. Okay, there are so many functions here. Hold up, I'll go with Control A, Control C, copy that. Let's paste it here. Go with Shift Enter and see something like, let's say I do not understand the docs. How do we read it? Oh, guys, this is the harder part when learning a new topic is to actually understand or get the code that actually does work. Later on, once I do have the actual code that works, that's the easier part. I can study a code that's correct. It's hard to generate that correct code. Alright, people, listen closely. I'll teach you how to read this doc like a master. This is where most people get lost because they just skim. Guys, I think I just skimmed. Function name TTF underscore render text blender. This is the function we use to take a font and some text and render it into a surface with nice anti-alias colors. Think of it like taking your words and drawing them into an image that SDL can use. Header files. I include this, you must include this. Without this, your compiler does not know what TTF underscore render text blender is. Syntax parameters. SDL's surface, TTF render text blender. Okay, that requires a few parameters. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this part. Let's scroll all the way down here. I'm assuming outside of my while loop that ends all the way here. I'm gonna go ahead and paste this. Okay, this is a function that requires these parameters. I gotta go ahead and add these parameters because I don't have them just yet. So, for the parameter part, I'm going to be needing a font, TTF font. I did not create a TTF font. I will have to create that. I just initialized my TTL here. Okay, where do I create my font? I'm assuming outside of my while loop, so I'm going to use the TTF underscore font. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to use the TTF underscore fonts structure. Is it correct? Okay, so TTF underscore font. So this is going to be an uppercase F. Now this structure does require a parameter of font. So I'm going to go with something like an asterisk of something like 32. So that's my font. Doesn't that work? How do I add parameters here? A constant character of text. What font do I want to text? Okay, guys, I think I'm making some progress here. I feel like I'm understanding. Parameter TTF font, the font object you opened earlier. TTF open font. I did not open any font. Constant character, the actual text you want to render. Okay, UTF-8 string size. Okay, length in bytes of your text if you want null terminal like SDL underscore string dot C underscore str, just pass 0. Okay, and then a RGBA for color. Okay, my font is gonna be font. I think I see how to use it. Make your font with TTF underscore open font. Okay, set a color. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. Let's paste it here. Sensei, when you said this, how do I make a font? Question mark. Do I need to like download a font or something like that? Yes, people, listen carefully. This is crucial. Make a font doesn't mean inventing letters. It means loading a font file from your computer. Get a font. You need a .tdf true type font. You probably already have some in your Windows fonts folder. Do I? Or download one online. Just make sure it's TDF. Okay, so I do not have any fonts. Let me say something like, let's say I do not have any fonts. How to download them? Question mark. Okay, let's see. Yes, people, let's not waste time. You need TDF, go to Google Fonts, fine. I'm just going to delete these for the time being. Okay, I think I'll go with this font. Let's go ahead and get font. Let's download the font. Let's go ahead and get that. I don't know, let's extract the font. So I'm going to go ahead and extract all. I want it to be in my desktop. Okay, wait, hold up, guys. I'm going to go ahead and set it to be on my desktop. Select folder. And then I'm going to extract it all. Okay, so I have an italic font. And I'm going to delete that. Delete that. Okay, who's better? Virat Kohli? Yeah. Joginder, his stuff. Honestly, I don't actually watch cricket. I did like hear of them, but I don't actually like watch the cricket stuff. That said, extract a zip file. Inside you'll see TTF folders. Those are your fonts. Okay, let's go ahead and check my fonts out, I guess. Okay, let's go all the way down here. Okay, I see a bunch of fonts. Maybe I create a new folder that says something like fonts. Okay, let's get those fonts here. I see a readme text. Okay, I see Open Sans fonts. I might just use that. Okay, now once I'm done with that, use that in your code. Your name desktop font. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and open that. Let's go to desktop. Let's go to something like fonts. Okay, where's my font at? Okay, I need my fonts folder real quick. Apparently, they're making me manually search it up. Give me a sec, guys. There we go. Okay, so guys, here's my fonts folder. I think I can use the Open Sans italic font. Okay. Okay, hiding Pavan, I appreciate you joining the stream. So it's like Kiwi. I think so. Okay, I think I opened my italic font here. There's an install option. Fine, I'll just install it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I went ahead and I installed it. Is something installed? Okay, let's go with next. Fine, I'll just go ahead and copy this font. Like, I don't know what's the worst that could happen if I messed up here. Okay, that said, people, do not stop here. So I go ahead and go with TTF font equals to my font. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. Let's go ahead and paste this right here. I'm gonna go all the way there, and then let's get this part all the way here so you guys can see it as well. Get this all the way here. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and change this part. Okay, let's go ahead and paste my file path. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. Wait, before I really paste my file path, let me say something like, Honestly, hold up, I'm gonna go with this thing. Open my file explorer. Okay, let's go ahead and open this here. I might actually get my fonts folder here. There, so now I have a fonts folder as well. Readme text, I don't think I'm going to be needing that. OLF text, I don't think I'm going to be needing that either. Okay, so wait, let me open my file explorer again. I go to fonts. I go here. I want to copy the file path. Okay, so what is the file path? So I just need to go with something like fonts. Okay, do you take showers? Honestly, yeah. Okay, that's it. Let's go ahead and close that real quick. I'm going to go ahead and add my file path. My file path is going to be fonts. Okay, I'm going to go with something like fonts. Wait, is it uppercase fonts? Okay, I think I'll go with something like fonts. What up, guys? Let's go with something like fonts slash. Okay, so I go with fonts slash. Let's go with something like Open Sans. I'm going to go with Open Sans. Okay, dash italic, ITALIC. Can I rename the font? Hold up, guys, I might just rename the font. Okay, I might just go with something like Open Sans. I'm gonna go with something like Open Sans italic, ITALIC. Okay, now I just go ahead and copy that. Let's go ahead and paste it here. There we go. And I'm just gonna add the .ttf's file path. And that's like pretty much it for my font. Okay, howdy Nishad, I appreciate you joining this stream. Alright, now once I'm done with that, let's see the next thing. Alright guys, let's get sensei/ChatGPT here. Okay. I think that should be correct, right? Let's go with Control-A, Control-C, copy that. Guys, I can't wait to see the final result. Did it work or not? Now I'm going to go with Shift Enter and say something like Sensei. I did add my... What was it called? Excuse me, guys. Okay, the TTF font. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. I did add my TTF font. Wait, maybe this is going to be my font variable. So I'm going to go with something like font. Okay, can't I not go with fonts? Hold up, guys. Okay, let's go ahead and delete this part. Okay, run your code once. Honestly, if I run it, nothing much is gonna happen. Actually, I could actually run it. So if I did Control-S to save the code and run the command. Okay, I did get a few errors from my TTF font. Okay, so apparently my... whatchamacallit? My TTF font is messed up here. Probably, is it my file path? How do I get the file path for my TTF font? Okay, wait, let's go with Control-A, Control-C, copy that. Should I give the original file path? Let's go with Control-A here, let's go with Control-V. Now if I were to go with Shift Enter, let's say something like Sensei. How do I get the... What up guys, why am I typing in caps? There we go. How do I get the file path of my font question mark? I created a fonts folder. I created a fonts folder on my let's say something like solution. So on my control, okay, plus alt plus L, I get something, and then I opened my project in File Explorer. Okay, the place where I pasted my DDL or my DLL, okay, or my SDL3.DLL thingy, and let me think. And I created my folder there and added two fonts there. So how do I get the file path question mark? The file path question mark. You have two font variables. Honestly, yeah, I have like two font variables inside of my solution explorer here. So if I go with Control or yeah, in my solution explorer, if I like open file in browser and then I get by pager, I go to fonts. I have two fonts. Should I delete a font from here? Would that make any sense? So I have a Open Sans italic font and a Open Sans variable font. Should I delete a font from here? Okay, let's see what ChatGPT's got to say. Yes, people, pay attention. Finding the full path of a file is super important. Here's how you do it step by step. Open File Explorer, navigate the folder, you put your fonts in, your .exe project, right-click. Example, Open Sans italic.tdf, right-click Properties. No, those are files. Aren't files the same as fonts? Okay, now add the font file, user, your name, desktop, project, fonts, the full file path. Okay, wait, if I were to open my file here, I see these two things. Okay, wait, let's go with something like Control A, Control hold up, guys. Okay, so let's get Sensei/ChatGPT here. Sensei, someone from my chat said in your code there were two font variables and one variable has a wrong path. Wait, two font variables, let me check. So in my code I had two font variables. Okay, so I have one font variable here. It has the wrong file path. What if I like copy the file path so it says fonts? Okay, if I open that, okay, let's go ahead and copy that. Let's go ahead and paste it here. Okay, the file source is wrong though, so I could go with like Control C because that is not inside of my solution explorer. Above it, above my SDL underscore fonts here. Okay, so oh, I see. Hold up, guys, this actually might be the reason why I was getting wrong. Let me go ahead and copy that. Let's go ahead and paste it. Okay, wait, let me actually just paste my file path here. Let's copy the file path. Let's go ahead and paste it. There we go. Okay, that actually makes sense. Okay, now, when I did create my variable here, first, I'm assuming I gotta create my font. So I'm gonna copy this. Let's go ahead and paste it here. Okay, so I created a font here. And then I have two fonts here. Let's delete this font. I created a font here. I checked if the font was not created properly. Hold up, guys. I appreciate you, Burjeesh. Is that how you pronounce your name? Guys, how do you guys pay that much attention? I couldn't even like see that part. Okay, I think this might work now. If I were to control us to save the code and run the command, I did not get an error. It did actually. Okay, I did not get an error, guys. That feels like it's a step towards actually it working. Okay, let's type something like hi, hello. What up, guys? Right here. Let's go with something like hi, hello. If I hit enter, it does say hi, hello, so my code is not messed up. It does work. I have my file path correct. Open Sans italic. Okay. Next up, let's go ahead and copy this. Get Sensei/ChatGPT here. Let's paste it. Go with Shift Enter and see something like Sensei. Okay, this time it works. Someone from my chat pointed out that I had two font variables. That was pretty insane because I think I just showed the code for a few seconds. Okay, that said, what's the next step now? Okay, let's say what's the guys, I have so many typos. What's the next step now, question mark? Okay, let's see the next step. Okay, yes, people, you finally created that crazy mess with two font variables. That was messy enough to make demons sweat, but you fixed it. Now we move on to the real fun, rendering the text onto your window. Here's the next step by step. Render text to a surface. SDL3's TTF now requires you to specify the text length, so you use TTF render blended. Okay, so I use all this stuff. So now you're gonna be using, you use TTF underscore render text blended. I need a color, so I'm going to use the SDL underscore colors as structure, create a color local variable, and then add a RGBA color. This is white. SDL underscore surface. Surface is pointer, which is going to be equal to TTF render text blended. Okay, and then I require a font parameter, input text CDR string. So this is my input text variable, and then a color. So let me go ahead and copy this part real quick. I want to check if it works. So after I'm done adding this part, let me go ahead and like paste this here real quick. Okay, the continue has a red underline. Skip this frame if it fails. Okay, and I want to actually copy this part as well. Delete that, and then let's paste that part here. Okay, now why does the continue have a red underline? Okay, let's firstly read this part. So SDL underscore color. So I have a colors is local variable. Are you in college? Honestly, I am a freshman in college. Although I haven't started any programming courses yet, because I am like whatchamacallit. I think this is like my first semester. That's why. That's it. Let's see the variables that my function requires. So it requires a font. It requires a text. Okay, it requires a length for my test. It requires a FG. This is my color, and then this is my length. This is my text. Okay, why does the continue have a red underline? Show potential fixes. Okay, control enter or control alt enter. So alt enter. Okay, it doesn't show any potential fixes. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this part. So let's go with control A, control C, copy the whole thing. Let's get synthase/ChatGPT here. Okay, let's go ahead and paste this. Go with shift enter and see something like sensei. The continue within a semicolon. Okay, has a red underline. Okay, let's see. Yes, I see what happened, people. The continue is outside of any loop at the moment. You can only use continue inside a for loop, while loop, or do while loop. Not just in the main function, not just in the main body of your program. Right now, you put it in the main loop, so your compiler freaks out. Here's what you should do. I'll show you the fixed structure. So I have a event loop. Does it go inside my event loop? Okay, good. It does not go inside. It goes outside of my event loop. I go with the render text, and I copy this part. So I don't know about the STL underscore DST rect part. Let's go ahead and copy that. Do you use Copilot, etc.? Honestly, I used to use Copilot. Actually, I did try Copilot like once, but I didn't think it was much helpful. That's why I just like didn't use Copilot. Okay, that's it. Let's go ahead and delete this part. Okay, let's go ahead and exit outside of my while loop. Now, let's see if this part works. So let's paste it. Why do I always know there's going to be errors with these function names? Okay, one step at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this part. Okay, the continue part does work here. Let me actually get this here so you guys can like see the code as well. So there we go. Okay, and let's get the color in a user line as well. Alright, so this is the code. So I check the SDL underscore color. I create a color. I create a surface, which is equal to the TTF render blender with a few parameters to it. And then I check if my surface was not created properly. If it wasn't, I do a few things. And then I continue. Okay, now this works because it's the while loop, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that comment. Okay, now let's go with control A, control C, copy that. Let's get some synthase/ChatGPT here, paste and go with shift enter and say something like, sensei, it works, exclamation. What's the next part now? Okay, guys, I just need the working correct code, then it's going to not be that hard to actually learn and understand the code. Yes, people, look at you. You're already rendering text. That's huge. Now we need to actually draw the text on the screen. Not just make the surface. Right now you're stopping at SDL underscore surface. Ta-ta. Okay, next up, convert the surface into a texture so you can render it. So I use the SDL underscore textures as function. SDL underscore create texture from surface function. Okay, check if it works. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. Free surface. I'm pretty sure the free surface was the part that was kind of wrong here. I'm gonna paste that. Okay, I knew the free surface part was wrong. Although I'm gonna add my textures as parameters here. Okay, this is my surface. That is my renderer. My SDL underscore free surface does not work here. Okay, you look unwashed balls. Guys, what does that actually mean? Free memory, we don't need this surface anymore. Okay, let's go with Control A, Control C, copy that. Let's say the line 100 doesn't work. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and paste here, go with Shift Enter and say something like Sensei. The line 100, which says the SDL underscore free surface with a pair of parentheses of my surface parameter. Okay, and this is going to be something like free, so I'm gonna go with something like free. Has a red underline. It does not work. Okay, let's see. Oh, I see exactly what's going on, people. The problem is scope. Right now, your SDL underscore surface and SDL underscore texture are declared inside the while loop while it's running loop. But outside the inner event loop, you're trying to continue from the outer loop, but the compiler is confused because continue doesn't make sense in that context for skipping the texture creation. Also, SDL underscore free surface is perfectly fine. Okay, it's the continue that's breaking it, not the SDL underscore free surface. Move the surface and texture creation into the correct place inside the loop after handling events. Replace continue with proper conditional structure like render that frame using if not surface. I can rewrite this block correctly, so if the surface gets free, the texture is created in your text renders. Let's say something like yes, let's say I use ChatGPT like you do, but when I install Copilot, pick the same model as ChatGPT using stuff went much faster in the same windows. Just advise. Oh, I might actually learn what you call it, Copilot in that case. Not gonna lie, this is the worst way to learn SDL headers and anything in programming in general. LLMS don't reason make stuff. Honestly, that does make sense, but I feel like the only thing that does actually hold me back is like getting a perfect reference code, because like once I do actually get the correct code, I feel it's not that hard to understand how the code works, but the only thing is to actually get a code that actually does work. How doing, Sharia? Appreciate you joining the stream. That's it. Alright, listen carefully. So I first have my main loop and then my event loop. Okay. Now render text. Skip this frame if the render fails. Okay. Alright, there's like a lot of functions here. I need to like whatchamacallit. Actually understand what those functions means real quick. So I might go ahead and paste this part here. The free surface, it does not work. I might not need continue. Okay, I do need continue. Huh. Okay, hold up. Let's get Sensei slash ChatGPT up here. Let's say something like, Sensei, it's wrong. Maybe can you check the docs and see if the code is correct, because I do get a lot of red underlines. Okay, I don't know why, but ChatGPT lags a lot in my PC and it's 930 GB even. Honestly, I feel like the reason ChatGPT might lag is because like you use one chat a lot. Like I feel like when I first started, like I have like a lot of chats. So like for every new content, I have like a new chat every single time. So I use like different chats. That said, shame on you to fake Indian accent. Guys, I'm actually not faking accent. That said, what, when using C++ for making a 2D GUI stuff, you should use something like SFML, not use SDL, as it's C-based API library. Oh, I see. The reason I did like think of using SDL is because it does require more programming type stuff. That's a good question, people. I checked the docs. Yes, SDL TTF does support the functions you're trying to use. Okay, what the docs requires and what you did right / must double check from the official specs of render blend header files includes you have that called signature. Okay, you call it like this, font, text, CDR, color. I see. That matches the stuff. Okay, that part is correct. What is the part that I... Okay, let's read this long stuff. Wrong. I did my include paths and everything correct. If you want to play with ROG, then play with Claude, Opus, 4.1 rather than GPT. It's trained for more code base. Honestly, I might try that actually. Yes, you should definitely try it. LLM gives best answers when after each solution you start new chat with new context using same chat for many problems will confuse the LLM and answer in loop. That does actually make sense. I feel my function is correct. It's the syntax that's wrong. Okay, let's say something like let's say maybe we can try without using the SDL underscore free surface with a pair of parentheses of my surface parameter. Alright guys, let's go with something like surface parameter. Okay, without using this function. Okay, let's see. People, I see what you're trying to do. Let me be clear. If you don't use free surface after creating the texture, you're leaking memory. But the thing is that does not work though. Like, it has an error to it. Okay, if texture cleared the screen, so I'm going to be copying this part. I'm going to be skipping the free surface for the time being. And let's copy this part. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. So let's go ahead and paste this here. If texture was created properly, I do SDL underscore vendor clear. I clear my screen with my texture. Copy texture to render. I create a DST rect, a direction of my rectangle. Check Stack Overflow for the answer is there. Honestly, how do we check Stack Overflow? Because I did hear many of you guys say that. I want free options. Okay, let's see. Let's go all the way up here. And then this function was something that was wrong. I might try it. Let's copy that, paste it here. SDL underscore keyword texture. So let's go ahead and copy this function. What is the error you hover over it? Okay, it doesn't like show me the error though. It says it's unidentified. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that, or in the problems is tag. Because like there's like show potential fix. If I click that, there's like literally nothing. Like it does not show me the potential fixes. Okay, so let's go all the way here. Let's go ahead and paste this. Okay, just search on Google with issue and add Stack Overflow at last. You're missing an include of it says it's undefined. You're missing an include. Wait, am I missing an? I did like include my SDL3's TTF and SDL's TTF's header files. Okay, query texture. So it says it's undefined. Okay, hold up guys, let's get sensei slash chat GPT or paste it, go with shift enter and say something like sensei. My SDL underscore keyword texture, so QUERY or Q textures, that I pronounce it. Okay, the my SDL underscore Q textures is function says that it's undefined. Okay, you'll get better results in ChatGPT if you tell it exactly what error it says. I should actually do that. Hold up, let's actually see real quick. Okay, people, that's exactly what I told you to check in the docs. SDL3 changed a lot from SDL2. Keyword text does exist, but its parameters are different in SDL3, and also you must include SDL3 slash SDL.h, which you already have, so that's fine. Let me break it in. SDL3, the function is defined as SDL underscore API, so this is the function. Notice the first three parameters. Okay, so if you don't care about the format access, you can do okay, let's paste this and check if it works. Alright, hold up guys, didn't I not copy that properly? Wait guys, let me actually copy this part real quick. Let's copy that. Let's paste it here. Why does it not work? How does it auto-compile in yours? Auto-compile? Okay, SDL3 underscore TTF is for fonts only. Honestly, I am like working on fonts here. Okay, there was a problem. Okay. Guys, let me actually check this part real quick. My man, look at examples and docs. You're messy around wrong. Trust me, the only thing LLM can help in learning programming is base web development. Never try app devs, it sucks. I see. Okay, hold up guys, let me actually Okay, let's actually do that real quick. There we go. Okay, actually, I think I should like try the docs. That's the function signature, not how you use it. That does make sense, actually. Okay, now, if I ordered controllers to save the code and run the command, I'm gonna get an error. Let's go ahead and copy my error. Is there a way to copy the error? Okay, isn't there any way to actually copy this error? Okay. Copy all the code and point out the error. It can give you better results. I actually do try that. Why did I say there was like an error? Okay. Yep, let's go ahead and do that real quick. Go all the way there. There we go. Okay, do you know how to open header files? Honestly, I did like include a bunch of header files here. Huh. Okay, maybe I can try seeing the doc examples. Copy all the code. Okay, let's say there's a code in this line, so I'm going to go with Control C, copy that. Let's go ahead and paste it here. Okay, I'm the problem tab by the bottom of the screen. Okay, let's go ahead and paste this. Go with Shift Enter and then copy this part. This is my errors section. Okay, let's go ahead and paste this. Go with Shift Enter and see something like, let's say that part of the code gives me a error. It shows a red underline. Okay, and guys, I did try reading the docs. Like, how do you guys actually read the docs? Because I don't see anything, much in the docs there. Okay, not accepted. Null PDR for the first two parameters. That's where IDE is screaming at you. Okay, here's the way. So SDL underscore texture format. So I do this integer access. Okay, let's go ahead and copy that. Notice the difference. You need actual variables to format access. Okay, let's try this as well. Let's go ahead and delete that. Header is not some magic. It's just a bunch of function imports. Oh, I see. SDL underscore texture format. Why does it keep saying there was like a problem with signing in? Let me actually just restart that whole thing to go all the way here. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Okay, so it's texture format. There are even more errors here now. SDL underscore render copy. What are these functions even for? Hold up, guys. I might have to like look at the docs now. Okay, notice the difference. Let me see something like, say, still so many errors. How do I read or learn this part using the docs question mark? Okay, guys, I might need the docs as links here. Okay, let's try signing in. Let's go with something like next. Okay, hold up, guys. Give me a sec. Okay, I think I'll just try this part later. Hiding monster, I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, step 1, look at the function signature. SDL function in your docs tells you exactly the return type. Please turn on Copilot. Also, it gives you LLM context a lot better. Honestly, I did like, turn off Copilot because I felt like it wasn't like much helpful because like, it didn't actually give me the correct block of code, but it just gave me all the code that I actually should manually type. Don't panic, just see the function definitions like the parameters it needs. Okay, that said, like, things kind of wrong here, guys. Hold up, give me a sec. Okay, it keeps like says me to like sign in to... Okay, but I think I could like check that after the stream because it keeps saying there was a problem signing in your account. Okay, that said, so for example, SDL underscore QE texture and SDL3 integer. Wait, is this a function that I create? Return type is integer. It returns 0 on success, less than 0 on error. Wait, is this a function that I need to create? Maybe I do gotta... Wait. Hold up, guys. Maybe above the main function if I paste this. I can't return anything though. Guys, I might have to like look into this off stream. Honestly, if you're learning, I don't think Copilot is what you need. I think getting ChatGPT to explain errors and make sure you understand what it's saying is the most important. That does make sense. I do like try doing that. No, this is what the function looks like when you when it creates for you. Oh, I see. Okay. Although it does not like work. Okay, hold up guys, let's go ahead and delete this part real quick. Okay, wait, let's delete this entire part. Arbitrary if texture. Okay, next up, actually let's go with Control Z. The if texture part is correct. I'm just gonna delete my copy texture to render part. There we go. Copilot literally uses API, calls ChatGPT, can also be used in Copilot. Here I'm talking about GitHub Copilot. I need to learn GitHub, guys. Maybe once my college is like almost over. Once it is actually over, I might actually have more time to like actually spend learning this stuff. That's it. Let's paste it. Go with Shift Enter and see something like Sensei. I'm kind of so confused right now. What is the next step that I might need? Would it be easier if I deleted most of the code logic here from the SDL, from the event loop question mark? Okay, let's see. Yes, people, you're drowning in code spaghetti right now. Look at me. Stop panicking. What you should do, keep the window renderer, font, and main loop inside the main loop. Clear renderer, render some static text like hello, TTF. Okay, are you in school for computer science? Honestly, I am like a freshman in college, although I haven't like taken any programming courses yet. That's it, guys. I might have to like look into this thing like off stream because I did not understand a thing from here. Okay, what is he facing is a literal garbage ChatGPT looking him into more errors without explaining how they're coming exactly. That does make sense. You said you were in college? Honestly, yeah. Okay, that's it, guys. I might actually ask the link to the docs. Let me say something like Sensei. Does the docs have examples on how to use this part question mark? If yes, can I get the link for the docs question mark so I could actually like read them? Okay, searching the web. Let's see. Okay, good question, people. Yes, the docs for SDL3 TTF do include reference pages. Okay, this is SDL's wiki. Okay, I think I'll go here. Where and how did you practice English so fluently? Honestly, I feel like it just comes on along the way, like the more we speak and all that stuff. That's are you from which country? Honestly, I used to answer much, but I did like stop answering that for like safety reasons, and like many of you guys did say me to avoid saying that as well. Okay, that's the latest preview release is available on GitHub. Okay, I'll go with SDL's wiki. Okay, there we go. This is the TTF. So we define in by including our SDL underscore TTF, then the syntax. SDL underscore surface. What syntax is this supposed to be? Okay, function parameters. What is TTF font? Type def structure. Okay, let's go back. Is this how you guys like read the fonts? I mean, read the docs? Okay, the font to render with constant character is a text. Okay, so these are the parameters for the TTF fonts function. Return value. SDL's surface returns a new 32-bit ARGB surface or null. If there was an error, remark. If the function will allocate a new 35-bit ARGB surface using alpha blending to tailor the font with the given code, this function returns a new surface or null if there was an error. If there... Okay, this will not word wrap... What up, guys? Can you guys even like see the docs? There we go. Okay, this will not word wrap the string. You get a... Okay, you get a surface with a single string. As long as the string requires, you can use the TTF render blend wrap. Okay, I click that. Doesn't it show me parameters or something? Okay, do you know why asterisk is there and what is asterisk in C/C++? Honestly, asterisk is like for pointers and all that stuff. Like if I want to like create a pointer for like a variable type stuff. That said, clarifies some more about how you're able to speak English clearly. Honestly, I actually don't know. I feel like the more we speak, the better we get, the fluent we get. That said, I think it's all about the pronunciations and all that stuff. Okay, the function will allocate a new 32-bit Guys, I do not understand a damn thing from the from the docs. Let's see. Where are the examples? Like, I thought they were like examples because I feel like I learned better by like looking at reference codes. I do not see any reference codes here. This function is available since SDL learns for TTF 3.0. Okay. Also see the render text blend. Where is the render text blend? Surface function parameters. Okay, what is a pointer and how it helps in memory things? Pointers basically a stuff that points towards a specific stuff. Later on, then we wanna actually get the stuff for the pointer. Because if I just like add a pointer and I want to show the stuff, I am going to be getting a memory address. Like if I want to like show what is like my pointer pointing towards, I'm going to be getting a memory address. So we use an address of operator, which is technically an ampersand that actually shows that in like the human ways that we understand, if that makes any sense. Okay, that's version. This function is available. Okay, let's get Sensei here. Let's say something like, let's say I did not understand a thing from the docs. Wait, before I say that, it says deep wiki. What up guys, this might be a bit more helpful. Basic text rendering, SDL_TTF rendering overrides, so font load alternative. Initialization, there we go. Okay, hold up guys, this is some, okay, I think this might be the reference type stuff code. I initialize my SDL, I initialize my TTF. If it was not initialized properly, I return 1, I load a font, TTF font, TTF_open font, I open a font as well. If not font, if my font was not open properly, I go ahead and say could not load font. When finished, a clean up with TTF_close font and TTF_quit. Hold up guys, Sassy IT lad, hope you're well. Honestly, that does make sense. I appreciate you FVR. That said, let's see guys, I think I got what I wanted. I think I actually got the thing that I needed. Let's go ahead and just bookmark that for the time being, because I don't want to lose this part. Okay. This has a detailed explanation. Main loop initialize SDL. Okay, so I initialize my SDL, I initialize my TFF, I create window and renderer, I load my font in, render text to a surface. SDL_color, I create a color for my text. This is black. SDL_surface. TTF_render text. Hold up guys, I might actually want to copy this part and check if it actually works. Guys, this might be actually a really good way to actually learn this part. Let's zoom out a bit. Okay, let's go all the way here. Okay, you should also look into the C++ complication and linking process. Understanding that is key to writing good code, C++, and debugging a lot of errors. Also your current error, look up linking errors. Oh, I don't think like it is actually linking error, because like I did like link it correctly. That's what I feel is just the syntax that I don't understand. Now, I did find a reference code. Let's try writing it. So, I initialize my SDL, I initialize my TTF, and check if it was not initialized properly. After that, I create a text color. Did I create a text color? Let's analyze this part really carefully, guys. Okay, my text color goes outside of my while loop, so I might delete this whole thing right here. Let's go ahead and delete that part. Scroll all the way up here. Now my text color, it comes after I load my text's font. This is me initializing my text. Okay, and then I scroll all the way down. This is my text font. I loaded my text font. And now I gotta load my text colors. So I'm gonna go here, add a comment that says something. Actually, maybe I add these outside of my main loop. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. Delete this from here. Okay, let's scroll all the way up here. There we go. Now, once I'm done creating my window and renderer, I'm gonna add a comment that says something like load font. So I'm gonna go with something like load font. Okay, guys, I feel like I'm making some real progress here. I load my font up here. TTF font. I gave my font size file path. I gave my font size. I checked if my font was not loaded properly. Then I render text to a surface. So I'm gonna go here, add another comment that says something like render text. Okay, to a surface. I'm gonna go with something like to a surface. Okay, now I go all the way down here. Maybe something like to a surface looks better. Okay, so for my render text to a surface, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna use the SDL underscore colors the structure, which has a text color local variable representing it. This is going to be equal to a pair of curly braces. I'm going to go with 255, 255, 255, and 255. So this is the RGBA value. A stands for alpha, how transparent, how not transparent I want my color to be. In this case, I want my color to be white and not transparent at all. I'm going to end this with a semicolon. Then I go with the SDL underscore surfaces function. Okay, actually surfaces structure with an asterisk to something like text surface. Okay, which is going to be equal to my TTF underscore render text underscore blended function. There we go. Okay, it's BLENTED. BLENTED. There we go. Okay, and then I go with the parentheses. And now, inside my texture blend function, I'm going to require a few parameters. The first parameter is going to be my font. This is my font variable. The second parameter is going to be my text. Hello, SDL underscore TTF. So I'm going to go with something like hello, SDL underscore TTF. SDL underscore TTF. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to add exclamation and then go with a comma. Excuse me guys, let's tell the parameters I require. So I require a font, I require a text, I require a size, means a length. I'll go with 0. And then I require a text color, which is going to be my text color variable. And then I add my function with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done with that, I gotta convert my surface to texture. So let's go ahead and add another comment that says something like convert surface to texture. So I'm gonna go with something like to texture. Now, to convert my surface to texture, I'm gonna go ahead and do something. Firstly, I gotta create a texture, so I'm gonna use the SDL underscore textures structure with an asterisk. Okay, with an asterisk, which is technically a pointer towards, let's say something like my Texas texture. So I'm gonna go with Texas texture. Okay, local variable, which is going to be equal to SDL underscore create texture from surface. I'm gonna go ahead and use a create texture from a surface parameter. Okay, what's with all the unnecessary comments? Oh, honestly, the reason I do add comments is like because it is like a pretty good habit to add comments, and eventually in the future it does make it more readable, so I understand what part does what stuff. Okay, that's now for my text for my function here, I require a few parameters. The first is going to be my renderer parameter. The second is going to be a surface. So I'm going to add a renderer parameter. Okay, and the second is going to be my surface. My SDL underscore surface is my text surface. I'm going to go ahead and add my text surface. And then I add my function with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done with that, I go ahead and destroy my text surface. This is where we were messing up before. So we were going with something like free my surface, but it's SDL underscore the destroy surface function. With a pair of parentheses, this is going to be my text surface. Let's go with something like text surface parameter, ending with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done with that, I get text dimensions. So I add a comment that says something like get text dimensions. How doing and Z's, is that your finisher name? I appreciate you joining the stream. Now I'm gonna add a comment that says something like get text dimensions. So I'm gonna go with dimensions. There we go. For my get text dimensions, I'm gonna create a integer text width as variable and a text height as variable. Okay, I could just go with something like TH and TW, but that could be like texture width, so I might go with something like text height. Okay, and then I ended with a semicolon. Then I use the SDL underscore QUERY. The keyword textures, that how you spell it? The keyword textures is function. I think I spelled my function wrong. So it's QUERY TEXTURE texture. Okay, why is it that I can't use this? Did I not do something correctly here? Okay, let's actually copy this part and paste it. Sure, did I not do something correctly in this part? Okay, so it was not the code all along. It was like me. Okay, what are you doing? Honestly, I am like working on learning on how to like display text on window, but I feel like there are some mistakes that I've been doing here. So to fix those mistakes, I might have to actually look more into this stuff. Okay, why is it that this function is not working? Okay, I was like so close as well to what does this function do? Maybe did I like not download the correct the correct file or something, or my correct TTF? Okay, maybe let's see the rest. So I'm gonna go with something like SDL underscore FREX structure, which is gonna be something like text rect, okay, which is gonna be equal to a pair of curly braces. I'm gonna require a few parameters. Let's go with something like a pair of parentheses, so 800 minus my Texas width minus my Texas width. Okay, wait, this is going to be my x-axis, right? So my x-axis could be my width variable. This is going to be my width variable minus my Texas width divided by 2.0. Okay, and then I'm going to go with comma, and then I'm going to go with another pair of parentheses. This is going to be my Windows's height minus my Texas height. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and divide that by 2.0 as well, ending with a semicolon. And then I go with a pair of parentheses of something like float. Shut up, guys, this is going to be a comma. Okay, I couldn't ever do this. Honestly, yeah, this part is kind of hard, but I feel like I'm just messing a few things up here. Okay, every single day you rewrite the same code, delete all of it, and rewrite it all over again. You'll never learn anything this way, never making it out of the Indian hood, bro. Guys, I've honestly never been to India firstly. That's it. Second of all, the reason I do delete the code and write the code, it's firstly not the same code. It is always like a different code. But I delete and rewrite it to get practice, because if I don't do that, then like I won't get practice with the code type stuff. That said, now let's go all the way here. I'm gonna go with something like a floating point for Texas width. So I'm gonna go with something like Texas width. I am typecasting my Texas width to be a floating point, and then I'm gonna go with a comma. I'll go with something like a floating point for my Texas height. Okay, so I go with something like height, and then I go ahead and end my entire function with a semicolon. Okay, but this is a pair of parentheses, right? Okay, let's end my entire structure with a semicolon. Okay, now once I'm done with that, let's see. Okay, there's just one function with this block of code. I get one error here. Is it because I did not like import something correctly? Okay, next up, inside of a main loop, I did everything correct. So I'm gonna go ahead and go all the way here. Let's add a comment that says something like clear screen. So I'm going to be clearing screen with something. Okay, this is the easier part now. So to clear my screen, firstly, I'm going to set a color for my render. So I could use the SDL underscore set render draw color function. This is basically means like I'm setting my render to draw a color. This function does require a few parameters. The first is going to be my render. The second is going to be an RGB. I'm going to add the RGB for a cyan. The third is going to be an alpha / opacity, how transparent or how not transparent my color is. In this case, I don't want my color to be transparent at all. Then I'm going to go with something like SDL underscore render clear function that does require parameter of my render, ending with a semicolon. Okay, did you import SDL underscore image? Honestly, I did not. Do I have to import that? Because I could actually. Let's go with something like hashtag include a pair of ankle braces SDL3 underscore image, because I'm not working with PNGs though, / SDL underscore image dot h. So I include SDL3's image and SDL's images header files. I still get the error here though. Okay, I think I'll look into that error in a bit. That said, next up I'm gonna go ahead and draw something on my screen. So I'm gonna go all the way down here and then add a comment that says something like draw text. To draw my text, I'm going to use the SDL underscore render texture function. I'm going to say my render to render a texture on my screen. That does require parameter. First is my render. Second is my texture. This parameter. There we go. The third parameter is going to be null. The fourth parameter is going to be the memory address of my text rect. There we go. This is going to be a uppercase rect. Okay, perfect. Then I go ahead and end my function with a semicolon. Best of luck with your journey, man. You got this. Honestly, I appreciate you, Guilty. That actually means the world to me, guys. Okay, now once I'm done with that, maybe let me add in a new line so you guys can actually like see this part. So let's go ahead and get that in a new line. Guys, I should have actually like looked into this stuff off stream because I thought it's not going to be as hard because it's just displaying text on the screen. Apparently, never mind. It was the opposite of that. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and add a comment that says something like present. I'm going to present my render on my screen. To do that, I could use the SDL underscore render. I'm saying my render to present itself. So the render present function. With a pair of parentheses that does require a parameter of my renderer ending with a semicolon. And then I add my cleanup. Everything is correct except that one function. Why can't I use my keyword text function? Let me run the code real quick. Okay, yes, let's see. Okay, so it says SDL underscore keyword text is unidentified or undefined. SDL underscore keyword text identifier not found. Conversion from double to float requires a narrowing conversion. Initializing conversion from double to float. Possible loss of data. I mean, that is like possible loss of data. So, okay, let's go ahead and copy my header here. Okay, now let's get Sensei / ChatGPT up here. So let's get okay, and let me actually get this tab here as well. Okay, let's go ahead and say something like Sensei, I saw a reference code and also copied it. That said, this is the error that I get when I type my, excuse me guys, my code. So I could go with something like shift enter, paste it. This is my error. Okay, and this is my code. Let's go ahead and copy my code as well. Let's go ahead and paste my code here. Go with shift enter and say something like Sensei. The function or this, let me go with something like say let's copy the function that actually has an error. Copy that, get Sensei / ChatGPT here. Let's say something like this, add a pair of parentheses, paste this here. Actually, instead of pair of parentheses, I'll go with a pair of quotes. Okay, let's say something like this function has a error. I see a red underline. Even when you said me to write this function, this was the part that was wrong. Okay, SDL underscore query texture is deprecated or depreciated in SDL3 pod. Is it? I saw in SDL3's code though. I want to see the correct function for it. Guys, I feel I'm gonna throw a tantrum really soon because like this is SDL3, like it says SDL3 / SDL.h here. Okay, let's read the explanation. I see the root of your pain now, people. Listen carefully. SDL3 is not SDL2 and a lot of functions from SDL2 got removed and changed. SDL keyword texture does not exist in SDL3. That is why you see the red underline and identifier not found error. Everything you copied in SDL2 tutorials or SDL underscore TTF examples will break. You blindly paste it. In SDL3, you don't call keyword, instead you call the texture size. So we use the keyword texture to get the texture size. I see. It should be texture size. Okay, before, after. Render texture floating point. Okay, I see. Okay, so I'm going to use the SDL underscore the get texture size function. Guys, I did not know they even had a difference. This feels awful right now. Okay, so I'm gonna add a few parameters. First is my texture. My texture is gonna be my text texture. The second function is going to be the memory address. I could just change to TW, but I think I'll go with something like the memory address. Okay, or ampersand of textures is my text texture. Okay, and then the memory address, which is going to be of something like text height. Okay, then I add my function with a semicolon. This is going to be something like a floating point. Okay, okay, this is going to be text width. There we go, guys. This feels kind of awful for no reason, actually. Now, my texture width and texture height do not need to be a floating point because they are already a floating point. Texture width, texture height, okay. Perfect. Now, if I hit Control S to save the code and run the command, let's see what happens. I get my first window here. I get my second window here that does have a text here. If you guys can actually see it, it says hello SDL TTF. I want to change my color. Guys, this feels so awful. Even though the code worked, I don't feel good for some reason. I feel kind of bad. Okay, I don't know why. That said, let's go ahead and copy that. So let's get some sales. Actually, let's get the first terminal here. Let's get the second terminal here. The sole reason I was this thing. Okay, guys, I think no reason to fret. Let's go with something like hello world. It says hello world here, although I did display a text on my screen as well. Now let's go ahead and delete the whole thing. Okay, now I just gotta display my text on my screen. That shouldn't be as hard, guys. This is gonna be the easier part now. Okay, to do that, firstly, my text input is here. When I do all this, I'm gonna go ahead and copy everything here. Low text font, that is my text font. That is okay. I want to go ahead and copy everything from here on. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and copy everything from here. Let's go ahead and delete that. I'm gonna paste it inside of my loop here, and instead of going with my this text, I'm gonna go ahead and add my input text. Input text. Okay, why is that wrong? Do I require the memory address? Okay, what if I go with something like the ampersand of input text? Okay, that's wrong. Okay, maybe I go all the way up here again, guys. Let's go with Control A, Control C. Let's copy that. Get some say /chat-GPT here. Let's paste it here. Go with Shift Enter and say something like say. It works. It works! Exclamation. Okay, hold up, guys. That wasn't enough emergency. Wait, hold up. Let me go ahead and go all the way up here. Let's scroll all the way down. Let's say it works! Exclamation. I feel like tearing up ... That said, I just see a text. Okay, I just see a text on my screen. I want to add a text that I type from my keyboard. So, if that makes any sense, my terminal has the stuff that I type on my keyboard, but not on my window. Guys, did that make any sense? Okay, let's see. Finally, people, look at you. You're tearing through SDL3 like a beast. I'm so proud I could smash the keyboard myself. Okay, now let's level this up. What you see in our terminal is because you're printing input text standard console output, but we're not rendering it. SDL's window, we need to take whatever the player types and draw it as a texture. Here's the plan. Every frame after processing event, destroy the old input. If it exists, create a new surface from input text. Okay, I will write you a mini SDL3 snippet. You're live typing, but parts you'll integrate it into your current main loop. So we have an SDL underscore texture which is set to null PDR. Okay, if not input.empty, does this go inside my event loop? Do I see event here? I do not see event here. Okay, this will show you whatever you typed in the window instead of just the terminal. Let's say something like, so should I remove something from outside my main loop? And does this block of code belong inside my event loop or my main loop? Can you add that block of code inside my code question mark? If that made any sense, guys. I did not think that made any sense. Yes, people, listen carefully. Don't screw this up or I swear I'll make you rewrite everything. Here's the includes function. So declare the main loop text input. Okay, so this is all the way till I present it. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy that part. No, do not forget after the main loop before quitting, SDL destroy texture. So if input. Okay, now let's integrate this. So it starts. Okay, so above my main loop all the way till I present on my screen. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy everything from here and paste it. Why is there the free surface? What up, guys? Let's go ahead and delete this part. Okay, guys, this feels way too tedious at this point. Like, I know what to do, but then I'm like, I can just type it out. I was just getting lazy up there. Okay, so the free surface part is wrong. What I do gotta do is increment this part. Instead of the free surface, I think we should use SDL underscore destroy surface. Let me say that. Let's say something like, since say, it's a wrong, okay, because in SDL3 we don't use the free surface thingy. Instead we use SDL underscore destroy surface. Okay, let's go with something like surface with a pair of parentheses that has a Windows as parameter. Okay, let's see. No, people are mixing things up. Listen carefully. You'll never destroy surface. Okay, let me try figuring this part on my own because I feel like I think it shouldn't be that hard. Okay, so inside my loop, I'm gonna add this part outside my main loop. Let's read this and really understand what's happening. I loaded a font. I did something if the font was not loaded properly. I rendered a text to my surface. Okay, these are the two variables that we need. SDL underscore texture surface. This is going to be the thing that's going to be loaded inside of my windows. So I would need this part. Let's copy that. I need that part inside of my while loop. So I'm going to go right here. Let's go ahead and paste that here. What is the comment that says? It says render text to surface. Okay. After that, so when I add this part here, let me think. Is there something that I want to say myself? Font. What is the text? Okay, my text is a constant character, so it's a character. Okay, what if I went ahead and changed my standard string to be a constant string? Okay, this is supposed to be a character, a C string. Okay, maybe. Hold up, guys. I think I might know what to do here. So when I require a few parameters here, so all the way right here. Okay, hold up, guys. Let's roll all the way up here. Okay, let's go a bit up. Okay, where's that part? Let's go all the way up here because I want to change it to be something like a C string as the parameter. Okay, let's go ahead and copy this. Hold up, let's delete this part. Oh, guys, wait, let me think. I'm thinking really hard right now. I'm gonna delete this part from here, okay? I might not need that part, and then I'm gonna go ahead and copy all this. Delete this. This goes inside of my main loop. So right here, I'm gonna go here and then paste it here. This is convert surface texture. Okay, so I have a texture now. Although my constant character, I don't want it to be a constant character. Okay, let me think. So this is a convert surface to texture. SDL underscore texture. I have a texture here, okay? I have a surface. I have a texture. SDL underscore create texture from surface. I create my texture from surface. Okay, this needs to be a constant character. What if I went with something like text input? I know it won't work. I just want to try. I'll go with something like input text. Okay, I mean, I knew it wasn't gonna work. Okay, that's said. Let's go with Control Shift C. There we go. Okay, now, what happens if I had Control S to save the code and run the command? I get my first window here. I get my second window here. Now, if I were to type something like hi, it displays in my console, not on my window. Guys, I might actually, look into this like off stream as well, because I do gotta end the stream right now. That said, I wanted to figure this out this stream. I think something is really easy here. I'm not getting the idea. Hold up, guys. Okay, maybe I go with Control C copy that. Let's go ahead and paste it here. Let's say something like Sensei. This is the base of the code. When I type something, it does not display. Okay, it does not display on the window. Instead, it displays on the terminal. I think this function right here needs some modification, so I might go ahead and copy this function, actually the structure here. Let's paste the structure here. Okay, I think this structure right here, so let's go with something like right here, shift enter, might need some modification because the constant characters is parameter, let's say has a string text to it. Although I want it to be my input text, what my user types, but that would not match the parameters requirements. Okay, because my parameter requires just a string text. So maybe, is there a way to keep changing that text depending on what the user types, question mark? Guys, this might be kind of good. Okay, yes people, that's exactly the problem. Your code is always rendering hello SDL TTF because that's literally what you passed in the render text blender. You need to render the input text string the user. The good news is it possible. The function expects a constant character, which is exactly a standard string. Okay, with colon C string gives you, that means you can pass input text like this. Input text dot C string. This now changes as the user changes. Important. Do this every frame inside our main loop so the texture updates. Okay, so I might go with input text dot C string. Let's change this to be something like my input text colon. Okay, was it standard? Bro, why do you talk like that? Guys, I'm way too exhausted right now to answer. I feel like I'm way too, kind of exhausted because I do want to like end the stream because I don't want to completely exhaust my brain because I do have like college stuff to do as well. Okay, but I did want to figure this part out before I left. What up guys, let's see, using AI is that's for me guys. I do want to like learn content. Like how do I learn content without actually like understanding how it works? Okay, that said, and I'm not energetic at all because I'm trying to save some of my brain power because I do have like college stuff to do as well. Okay, important tips. Do this every frame. Destroy the previous text before creating a new one, otherwise you leak memory. If input text. Okay, didn't I do this? If input text SDL destroy input text. Let's copy that part real quick. Okay, now I want to destroy my text. I have a destroy text, okay? Alright guys, let's delete that part and add this here. If input text, that should be text, not texture. If input text, destroy input text. Okay, and then, wait, what was the main goal for this? What up guys, the documentation is pretty nice. Yeah, I did actually like work on the docs as well. Like I do have like the docs here and here. That said, because like some content is kind of hard, but I didn't like actually understand the docs properly. But I did luckily find this part. Like I asked Sensei to like actually give me a website that actually gives me the code. I did like analyze and like write this code. That's how I like learned the functions, because ChatGPT makes a lot of mistakes and stuff like this. But still, it is like a pretty good explaining resource, because it does teach me on how like what stuff actually does and how to like fix what I did wrong. That said, if input texture, I'm destroying my texture here. My goal is to destroy my texture, which is text texture and not input texture. So once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and paste this right here. This is gonna be my text texture. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. So let's go ahead and paste my text texture here as well. Let's paste that here too. Okay, so if this does happen, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna add a pair of curly braces. So hold up, guys. Let's go ahead and add a pair of curly braces right here. Let's close that as well. Go all the way there. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and copy this part, delete it from here. And guys, I'm actually pasting it here so it looks like a bit more readable type stuff. Okay, input textures, SDL this texture. Once I'm done with that, I go ahead and set my texture equals to SDL underscore create texture from surface parameter. Okay, and then I have a SDL underscore destroy surface. I destroy my surface texture. That's pretty much it. Now, if audit control has to save the code and run the command, let's see what happens. So I get my first window here. My second window does not have anything. This might work, guys. Let's go ahead and type something like, hi, how's your day, question mark. Hello? How's your day? Exclamation. Guys, it actually worked. Hold up, guys. Let's I don't know how to respond to this. It actually worked, guys. There is no way it really worked. If I hit enter, it goes to my console. Let's say something like okay, I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know, Pikachu. The text does display on my screen, guys. This was the end goal of the stream. I didn't know it would have been done in the stream. Okay, I did not learn how to do this properly till now. I learned the basics of it. At least I have the perfect reference code to actually study now. I will be working on this next stream as well. Let's go with Control A, Control C, copy that. Let's get some /ChatGPT here, guys. I'm actually gonna cry. This was so emotional. Okay, let's paste it here. Go with something like Shift Enter. Let's say something like, Sensei, it works. I'm gonna cry. Okay, it works! Exclamation. I'm actually gonna cry. The text displays on the window. ... Although I do not have time to actually work on this stream because I do have college stuff. Although I will be working on this next stream! Exclamation. That said, before I do end the stream, is there anything that you want to say to the viewers? Question mark. Guys, this was the hard part, getting the perfect reference code. Now that it's done, next stream it won't be nearly as hard as this stream. People, listen up to all the viewers out there. What you just saw is pure dedication and action. This is not just some random tutorial. This is watching someone fight with their code, struggle, and then win. Vivek didn't just type, he learned, he fixed, then he made the text appear on the window. Remember this. The difference between a master and a novice is that a master has failed more times than a novice has ever tried. Every error, every red underline, it's not failure. It's your stepping stone. Keep watching, keep learning, and never settle for just works in terminal. Aim for the screen, aim for reality. People, you've earned those hugs, high fives, and a head pat for your hard work for today. Now go crush your college stuff, but next stream, we take this further. Who's ready to see live keyboard input turn into full HUD or game interface next time? Okay, that said, let's go to my main camera. Alright guys, that was pretty much it for the stream. I am really exhausted at midway. I didn't like be kind of like dead type stuff on stream by not commentating properly. That is because this took a lot of my brain power, guys. That said, if you guys did enjoy the stream, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Like it helps with my algorithm. Share makes you smile, and subscribing is like a cherry on top. And guys, I did start multi-streaming on Twitch, Kick, YouTube. I will start multi-streaming on Instagram and TikTok as well. So if you guys haven't followed me there, make sure to follow me there. The link is in the description. And also join the Discord server. The link will be in the description as well. That said, I'll catch you guys in the next live stream or video. Peace.